In this video, we are going to show you how to make the typical Hungarian goulash, but on a low-carb version. I'm so excited to be cooking today with my husband Nandor. We're gonna be cooking the typical Hungarian dish, goulash or goulash or goulash. How do you say in Hungarian?
Goulash.
Goulash?
Yes.
Goulash. And it's because my husband is Hungarian, so maybe tell us a little bit about the Hungarian goulash.
Hi guys, so actually I was born in Transylvania in a Hungarian family, so goulash was a really big thing for us. We were cooking goulash almost every week, maybe every second week. There is two kinds of goulash. There is goulash leves, which is goulash soup, and there is only goulash, which is more like a stew. But today we're gonna cook, my favorite is the goulash soup.
Awesome, but then the good thing about this goulash is that here at home we live in a low-carb diet, right? So we are gonna make it low-carb, keto-friendly. So instead of potato, which usually is one of the main vegetables that you put in goulash, right? What are we using?
You're gonna use daikon actually, so...
Daikon. Daikon. A lot of people could be surprised that we use daikon instead of potato because daikon is bitter and potato is not bitter, right? But actually when you cook the daikon, or if you don't find daikons where you live, you can use any other radish. When you cook any radish in a soup, it's not bitter anymore. It's gonna become like a potato. You can also use turnip or celery root as well if you cannot find the radish, but this is my favorite.
Well, the only thing, like, my mom is gonna watch this video and she's gonna say, oh my god, what you doing with the goulash? But actually I was cooking this for 2 years ago, Christmas, for them, and they really loved it. So I thought, you know what, I think this works pretty good. So we're gonna use here 1 pound of pork meat and just a little bit over 1 pound of beef. The beef has the bone and the bone marrow, so this gives some extra flavor, and we want the pork to be a little bit fatty, so that adds to the flavor too. Okay, the next ingredient, we're gonna use 1 onion, that's really important. Then we're gonna use carrots. This all goes by, you know, how much carrots do you want in your soup. I just gonna start with 2. You can put more. If you wanna be keto friendly, you wanna use less carrots. So we're gonna use 1 celery stalk. Then in this keto goulash, we're gonna use 1.5 pound of daikon instead of potatoes. So then we're gonna use the magic of Transylvania, garlic. It's a really important ingredient. Spices we're gonna use is black pepper. It's a half teaspoon of black pepper. Cumin, we're gonna use half teaspoon of cumin. And the main ingredient, what makes the goulash is Hungarian paprika, and we're gonna use 1 tablespoon of this. And let's don't forget about salt. We're gonna use 1 tablespoon of salt.
So actually today I'm relaxing. I have no clue how to make goulash. He's the only one who makes goulash at home, so I'm gonna be helping you. Just let me know what you need.
Okay, so you're gonna need a pot which one has enough space for 2 liters of soup. That's what I'm gonna do today, which is around 64 ounces. And the first step is to use some kind of oil, which one we're gonna put the onion to cook by itself. So I usually use pork fat or I use ghee. This time we can use maybe ghee because we're gonna have enough pork meat already in the soup, right?
So how much ghee are we using?
Okay, so I'm gonna put like 2 little tablespoons of ghee. Teaspoon. I'm not too comfortable in the kitchen, so
he doesn't cook that much, but whatever he cooks is really good.
Well, I'm just going by eyes usually. I'm not really calculating a lot, but this time I might do it.
So how we're gonna put it, like medium heat?
So we're gonna just start put it like on medium heat.
So ghee is the dairy-free option, but if you are not dairy-free, you can also use butter instead of ghee. Ghee is a clarified butter without the milk solid, so perfect for dairy-free. And if you don't want to use any of the heavy oils, you can also use avocado oil, but the most important is that you need to use oils that have a high smoke point, and we are gonna be able to heat them at high temperature. So avocado oil, butter, ghee, coconut oil, pork fat, all of those are perfect.
All right, so let's start cooking because otherwise it's never gonna be done. Too much talk, no work. I think we need to buy some new knives.
We really need to buy new knives. We're already searching for the best knives out there. We had this knife for a very long time already.
Okay, leave it in the comment section. What kind of knife we should buy?
What kind of knife do you like? We would love to hear which is your favorite brand for good knives in the kitchen.
Okay. I usually just cut up. You don't need any special movements to this. You just do them little squares. Jeez.
But I'm gonna tell you a little secret. If you don't wanna kill yourself cutting with the knife and you don't like cutting with the knife, this is my little secret that is gonna save you a lot of time, which is using a food processor. Just put in there the whole onion and then just chop it.
So the next step, we're gonna wait till the ghee is gonna start dissolving and start warming up.
So as you can see, he didn't cut the onion like too small. It could be like, we would say, coarse chop.
It looks like the ghee is getting warmed up. So what we're gonna do now, put all the onion right inside. So we're gonna cook the onion until it gets like goldish, and actually it has to release its own kind of liquid. Okay, so while the onion is cooking, that's gonna take some time. We can prepare the meat. All right, let me see what you got.
Here.
Perfect. All right, I'm gonna start with the pork meat.
For the meat lovers. This is for the meat lovers.
Well, I guess are meat lovers. Oh, look at that. It's super nice.
So how big are we cutting the meat?
So we cut like maybe it's probably like a 1-inch sections, little sections, maybe this.
Like cubes, yeah, kind of like
just
1-inch cubes.
Little cubes.
Not too big, so the meat is gonna cook faster.
Yes.
So what is important when we are choosing meat? So no matter, I always say, you go for a vegetarian diet, vegan, animal protein diet, what is important is that we take care of the source. So, which means when we buy meat, what is important is that we find meat from happy animals that are pasture raised, free range, pasturing, walking around, eating grass, grass fed, well fed.
Okay, after cutting the meat, I'm gonna check the onion.
That looks good.
The onion looks good. I can see that the onion started to burn a little bit. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of water.
Yeah, it's kind of soft and a little bit brown.
Yeah, it is already goldish. So I'm just gonna leave it like 1 more minute and we can add the meat. Next step, what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna add all the meat inside. Okay. We're gonna mix it up nicely. We're gonna put this, oops, don't fly away. And we're gonna put this nice knuckle bone inside. This is gonna give a good taste. Okay, we added all the meat. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna let the meat a little bit get brownish, so it's not as raw. And after that, we're gonna start adding the rest of the ingredients. Okay, it looks like the meat got brownish. That means we can start and add all the spices. So this is where I'm really bad. I have to use 1 tablespoon and a half teaspoon measuring whatever they are. Okay, so let's start with 1 tablespoon of salt, and you just go over it nicely.
That looks like a lot, but this is non-refined salt. Himalayan, Hawaiian, Celtic, that is not raising your blood pressure.
Black pepper.
Black pepper is a spice that is really good for balancing blood sugar as well.
Half teaspoon. Half teaspoon of cumin.
And I love to put cumin almost on every single meal because cumin is really good to aid digestion, helps you with the digestion.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the best last.
And the magic.
Okay, so I was I forgot to mention that you want to add 4 or 5 little bay leaves in the soup because that's gonna give an extra taste. So I'm gonna probably put it in here. Okay, now we have the garlic, which we have to just put it in small pieces. Just cut it in really small pieces.
Slice it. And garlic is not for everyone. If you are a person that is sensitive to FODMAPs, it's a type of carbohydrate that some people are not able to digest, so it gets fermented. So garlic is rich in that type of carbohydrate, so it's why you may not feel very well when you eat garlic. So unfortunately, like vampires, some people are sensitive to garlic, like myself, for example.
I'm a big fan of garlic.
But garlic, otherwise, if you can tolerate it, it's really rich in allicin. It's one of the best antibiotics of the planet.
And this one, which makes a goulash, well, goulash. I'm starting saying in English already. Okay, goulash. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of Hungarian paprika. Now you can have spicy or sweet. I like the spicy one, so I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon.
And we are making low carb goulash, and you know I am a fan of low carb anti-inflammatory food. However, if you do have inflammation, you may not be able to eat nightshades, and paprika is a big nightshade. However, there's no, as I said before, there's no goulash without paprika. So this is the main ingredient.
I agree. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay, it's a good mix, everything is in here. Now I'm gonna leave it on medium-low.
You don't want it to burn the meat because it's gonna cook for a while, right?
Yes, so actually we're gonna leave this 1 hour and 15, 1 hour 30 minutes to cook in its own liquid. So it's gonna become like a very tasty kind of stew before we add the liquid.
So it's gonna be very tasty, but also it needs a long time, so the meat is gonna get tender, not chewy. All right, we are back. So 1 hour and a half is gone.
Well, 1 hour and 15 minutes.
1 hour and 15 minutes.
And this looks pretty awesome. Look at this.
Oh, it smells really good too.
Woo! That smells like home. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the vegetables. Okay, let's get to work.
So how do we chop it? Like 1 inch, maybe like coarse chop, probably.
Well, these questions, these are kitchen stuff, which I don't know what you're talking about.
Not too tiny. Like the carrots, you kind of slice it. It's like coarse chop, I would say. Half inch the carrots. And carrots are really good because they are rich in beta-carotene, antioxidants, fiber, potassium, vitamin K1. It's really good to put it in your diet. And I always say, eat the whole rainbow. So that color is really rich.
Okay.
Carrots is good.
Let's put the carrots in. Ooh, yeah.
Heidi.
Oops. Everything goes away. All right, I'm just gonna do this one quick. Celery. I used to hate celery when I was a kid.
Me too.
Yeah.
I used to hate celery too when I was a kid. I think almost everyone.
I know a lot of people who hate celery, but for some reason, I don't know. It just gives that taste. It's
I
good.
pushed myself to eat celery, and then I got used to, and now it's very popular with all the celery juice. But it's because celery is really rich in.
Oh, look at that!
Celery is really rich in antioxidants, and it's really good for detoxification, decrease inflammation, to aid digestion. So it's really good for you.
Now that's a weird daikon.
Daikon, that's why it wasn't heavy. When I was buying the
Has a hole
daikon,
inside.
I took the one that it was the least heavy. Actually, and it's because
Mistake.
you can almost see through.
All right, look at that. Looks pretty good. I'm ready for the water. Can I have that?
All right, so we are adding like 64 ounces,
Yeah.
which is like 32 ounces mason jars.
If you want an even stronger taste, you can add 1 liter, like 32 ounces of water, and then another liter of like bone broth.
Or
So
just bone broth, or just vegetable broth, whatever you have in your refrigerator, both are gonna be good. But actually, because we didn't have any broth in the refrigerator, that is why we have added also the bone, the beef bone that we had when we bought the meat. So all the collagen, the proline, the glycine from there is gonna be in the broth
Okay.
of the soup.
everything is good in here. We're gonna put it on high till the soup will boil, and then reduce it to medium and cook it for another 20-25 minutes. Just check whenever the daikon is ready. Before the soup is done, 5-10 minutes before, I like to add a little bit of parsley. Oh yeah.
Like 1 handful.
Alright, we are ready to try goulash levesh, aka goulash soup. So if you give it a try, let me know how it goes.
And remember, if you like this soup and you like this recipe, remember to subscribe to my channel, and then I see you in the next video.